Hey guys, I wanted to just share this with you as I don't know how many of you have thought about it or know about it. So as you know, Chimera passed away, and so one of the things that I wanted to do while he was still alive, and just thought I'd have more time to do it and ended up not having it, was I wanted to make, a permanent cast of his little hands and feet. So with him, I had to do it posthumously. But I got some air dry clay and I used a big cookie cutter and I shaped it into a circle. And I pressed his little hands and his little feet in here. And I'll be using these little holes to hang it up. And then behind this hole would be a picture of him. And I had planned to do that, and I'll paint it and paint his name across the top. I had planned to do something like this during the holidays so that there would be a Christmas ornament for each of them, but December was a hard time as well. My father is suffering from dementia, and it's been a really tough few months. Any of you that have had to deal with it will understand that. But it's a really nice way to, preserve their little footprints. And air dry clay, you don't have to bake or do anything. You literally just set it out and it dries. So since I was doing little chimeras at the same time, I decided to do everyone. Since I was here and the clay was here and time was here, and that's just the way it worked out. So we have this one, which is this one is Merlin's, the big feet that he has, and his big old hands. Yeah, so there'll be a photo of him in there, and then I will hang it up. This one is little Miss Ruby. You can see her hands and her feet aren't quite as big. And she was the least cooperative of the group, so her impressions aren't as great because they were hard to get. She was not very patient with this. So everybody else did fine. She was like, yeah, I see no value. Yeah, that's her little feet and her tiny little paws. And there'll be a picture of her right behind here. And then, of course, my little Finian. My OG dragon, the one that started all of this. These are him. So, you can even see down here on this little one, that's the one where he's missing a toenail, so it doesn't have any little points in it. So, yeah. So if you ever, want to do something to immortalize your dragons, this is a really great way to do it, to have their feet and then have a picture of them and then just a way to hang it up on the wall so that, or on the Christmas tree, or from your rear view mirror, or wherever you want to hang a cute little ornament with your dragon's footprints in it. So, and you can use polymer clay, or you can use, cause clay, whatever the medium of your choice is. I just happen to like air dry clay because I don't have to cook it. I don't know if you guys know, but polymer clay is actually a plastic more than it's a clay. And so when you bake polymer clay, the fumes are toxic. So, if you decide to do that, I would go to like a thrift store and get like an old toaster oven that you can cook the clay in, so you're not cooking it in the oven where you cook food. But with air dry clay, like I said, you don't need it. So yeah, so these are going to be dry in a day or two. They're dry on this side now, but if you turn them over, you can see how the clay is kind of dark. It's sort of that putty color. Yeah, that's because it's still wet. But when that dries, the whole thing will be white. And then I'll just sand it. And when it comes to sanding, I use an old emery board. And I'll just sand out the imperfections till it's really nice and smooth. And then I'll paint it. And then I'll get a photo, the one I like the best of them. And I'll put it in there and hang up a way to hang it up from those two little holes. And it'll be a permanent cast of all my dragons. So, you know, just something to think about if you want to get a chance to do that. I know that a lot of veterinarians, when an animal passes, will take a clay imprint of their paw or their claw or whatever kind of limb they have and send it to the family as a remembrance, which I think is a really nice touch too. For some people it's too much, they just can't do it. You know, my sons would rather keep a collar or, you know, their toy or something that, you know, they had every day rather than something like this. But to me, it's just a nice way to remember all the dragons that came in here. And I plan to do it with all of them. So I don't know how many there will be at the end of the line. Maybe this will be it. We'll find out. But yeah, in the meantime, you know, seriously, do this while your dragons are alive, because let me tell you, it just about killed me having to do chimeras after he had passed. So, yeah. All right, guys, have a good evening, and I'll show you one of these or all of them when they're finished, so you can kind of see what the end product looks like. In the meantime, have a good night, everyone. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.